People use the term young blood, but maybe there's something really there. Maybe if we gave older people young blood, we could help stave off diseases like Alzheimer's.
But maybe we don't have to get old. Maybe there's a way to stop or reverse aging. And maybe that way is to inject our bodies with baby blood. Wait, what?
Now this one sounds like something out of the movies, but young blood could be the key to reversing aging.
The shocking discovery just made by researchers who studied mice. As CBS 2's Don Champion reports, the findings could someday treat several ailments in humans.
It must be tonight. The girls are beautiful.
It looks like Dracula had it right all along. Scientists just made a shocking discovery. Young blood could be the new fountain of youth.
They had me slay babies and young children. Then you have to digest different body parts.
She said satanic ritual abuse. And she showed me the drawings that the children were doing in her office. And they were of blood sacrifice, of people cutting their arms and dripping blood in chalices, of chalices with devil heads, and on and on and on. It includes group sex. It includes children being killed.
This is quite an exciting story today. Some are calling it vampire therapy. Others see it potentially as the fountain of youth. New studies finding that young blood, real young blood, can improve and in some cases reverse the aging process in mice. Now the question is, could it do the same thing in humans?
When they torture the children, it causes a physical reaction of the endomorphins in your body to just increase because of the terror and the pain. So when the Satanists drink the blood, they actually get like a chemical, a high, like a drug high from the blood of a tortured victim. And this little boy was found in the basement dead, with no blood, skinned alive and crucified.
Well, scientists have apparently found a way to reverse the effects of aging, at least in mice. 3 studies show older mice can be rejuvenated when infused with the blood of younger mice. It revives stem cells and muscles and increases endurance and memory. Researchers now want to eventually run that experiment on people. They say it could one day help treat Alzheimer's, heart disease, and other ailments. 3 new medical studies out this morning show young blood can improve lives. Researchers took old mice and gave them blood and blood proteins from young mice. They found the old mice showed improved muscle and brain function.
Scientists hope these mouse studies will lead to anti-aging treatments for humans. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus is in Los Angeles. David, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
So tell us about these studies and what they mean.
It was something a cross between vampire and Frankenstein, where they took 2 animals and they hooked their blood supply together for 4 weeks, called parabiosis. And it was experiments that were originally done in the 50s that showed mice seemed to reverse aging. Now we know the mechanism. So 3 separate groups showed this. When you hook the blood together after 4 weeks, the stem cells in the brain and the muscle and the heart, they get activated and turned back on. And in fact, the young mice age and the old mice reverse age, and very powerful. Brain works better. They were able to get through a maze better. Their muscles work better. So certainly very exciting findings.
It seems weird, like taking blood from someone younger, I guess, but if it is a process that became kind of normal and safe, then I don't see why not.
How many times did you become pregnant?
7.
7 times. The babies were aborted, were they?
Yeah.
Anything else be done with those fetuses?
They were eaten.
I beg your pardon?
They were eaten. We were made to eat them, and everyone would have a piece.
Imagine if you could turn back the clock 5, 10, even 15 years and reverse the effects of aging. Their muscle tissue was revitalized. And when faced against their peers on a treadmill, they were able to outrun those without young blood. Ooh, it's creepy, right? Let's bring in Solva. This is amazing. No wonder vampires live forever. So tell us.
And what does it mean for humans?
Well, the human clinical trials, the researchers say, will begin later this year. And the hope is that in these studies, they identified a particular protein. So you don't need all of the blood from the young person. You need that protein that may be able to reverse some of the effects of aging.
So they don't know exactly what it is about young blood that's so rejuvenating.
The blood has something. It has something in it. It has secretions from the pituitary gland and from the pineal gland, and it has a very strong drug in it that they also, I mean, this is the one that keeps them from going crazy.
And to drink blood because it gave me a rush, it gave me a thrill. You know, it was like, wow, I'm drinking blood, you know. And then I began to like it. You know, the taste of it, I liked the taste of it. It was a very strange taste and I liked it. And it got to the point where I had to carry blood around with me all the time. Because if I didn't, I'd get to thinking about it and that'd be all I could think about. It was like it was craving, like, you know, I needed it.
And it's like heroin or like endorphins, and it's much stronger. But what they need is, for it to be secreted in the blood, is they need terrorization of their victims before they are killed for their blood, or if a young woman is beginning to menstruate, they need the menstrual blood, and they have to terrorize them to get this to come out in the blood and be secreted in the blood.
And here's the kicker. Before they go to these parties and before they walk the red carpet, most of them had sex with each other. The men and women. They ate each other's shit. They pissed on each other. They sit there and before they went to that party, they sacrificed some child or some homeless, or better yet, they do these things before the Oscars, like ritual. Before they have these big old parties like the Oscars and the Academy Award, they literally go out. Just pay attention to this. Google this. You guys Google this. Whenever they had an award, like the Oscars, the Academy Award, whatever, 1 to 2 weeks or a month before that show starts, notice there's always a missing person coming up. I don't know if y'all been peeping that. Before these big shows, it's like a missing person. It's mostly like a female. They take them females and they sacrifice these females. They drink their blood, or sometimes they don't want their blood. They want a younger blood, but they'll drink blood. They don't care. And there's a sexual thing. And they don't get off like vaginal, or they want blood. You know, they want to see her bleed out. They want to see the shock attack in her eyes. And they'll bathe in her blood and they'll bone and have sex. And the next week they'll go to the Oscars. I kid you not. A lot of them will save the blood in like tubes and capsules and sip on it while they're at the Academy Awards. That was a sacrifice 1 or 2 weeks before the show. And sometimes they'll sacrifice 3 days before the show. So when you start seeing these people missing, and just notice a lot of females be missing just before the Academy Awards, just before the Oscars, just before the MTV show. Just notice, start checking that, because they're being sacrificed for Satan.
There's our A-team right there. Well, as it turns out, the fountain of youth may already be running through your veins. A new study revealing that young blood from a younger person transfused into you perhaps can improve, and in some cases perhaps reverse the aging process. It works in mice, but it can do the same in humans. That's a big question.
So I like this particular headline because it's different. And it's not as crazy as other things I've heard. What I don't like is when you hear about some exotic fruit somewhere and a small seed in that fruit, and if we just take that seed, we're going to live to be 200 years of age.
But that's what made Kim Kardashian lose all of her weight. I've seen the ads, Dr. Stork. I have.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm right. You're right.
No, but people are gullible, and they are looking for something. Really, really interesting findings.
Fascinating.
It's a fascinating study, actually.
It's so fascinating.
So certainly very exciting finding.
But it is certainly very intriguing and interesting.
It is completely thrilling.
It's amazing. It really, truly is.
It really is. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sal Valeda.